Coming up on Just Us Gals, what does the day in the life of a quad mom plus a toddler look like? One thing Tara lives and dies by to keep her sanity. How letting go of control actually keeps her in control. We play a round of Would You Rather Quads Edition, and the toughest part of her days might just surprise you.
I'm Heather.
I'm Jess, and this is Just Us Gals. Welcome to another episode of Just Us Gals, and welcome to Season 2 of the show. If you are new to the show, thank you so much for tuning in. And if you came from Season 1, we appreciate you coming back to us. I'm so excited about our guest today because, well, Tara, I'm calling you a super mom because you have quadruplets. Sorry. I'm not going to give you another baby. You have quadruplets
What's one more? What's one more? It's
plus
all
a
the same.
3-year-old. So kind of like
At this
twins.
point, you wouldn't
Yeah.
even notice.
Exactly.
Tara, welcome. We're so happy to have you. I know you have no time for this, so we really appreciate it. How is life going?
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you for having me. This is a little break in my day, so thank you. Yeah, I don't have time, and
Woohoo.
yet I was happy to make time because, yes, I've got help my friends downstairs right now with the babies and big sis, and I'm just happy to be here. Life is good. We just celebrated the baby's first birthday last month, so we are 13 months old, the quadruplets, and big sis is 3.5, and we are finally kind of entering our, I like to call it my get out of our Groundhog Day era because we are finally leaving the house more often. We're doing like regular parenting things. We are, getting to the pool, going to the park, going to the lake, and it's so hard and yet also so fun and worth it. Memories have been great. So I'm doing good.
How long does it take you to get packed up and out of the
Good
house?
question, Heather.
Yeah, so much. We have so many things we have to take, and it's just crazy. Whether we go somewhere for 2 hours or 2 days, like we have so much stuff. So yeah, lots of packing, lots of planning. My brain is always on, but all moms are. Like I'm busy, but so are you. Parenting is just crazy. It's just all hard.
Before we dive into all the questions, we always do like to start our shows off with a parenting win or loss. What does a parenting win or loss look like for a mom of 5?
I guess to speak to what I just mentioned, one of my biggest parenting wins right now, something I'm really proud of, is we just took the babies and our oldest for a 2-day trip to Sylvan Lake. This involved, tons of packing, lots of planning, sleeping in, pack and plays in an unfamiliar environment, lots of overstimulation, super sticky, sandy, messy, wet, fussy, all the things. We went for it. And going to the lake is something that's been really, formative for me growing up, and it's something that I wanted my kids to do and have memories of in the summers. Our summers are so short here that I really wanted to, build those memories for them as well. And so I could have just as easily said no, but instead last week I decided to book the trip with 2 of my best friends and their kids. So there was 9 kids and 3 moms. And then this week we decided to go back to the same place with my sister-in-law, my mother-in-law, my husband. And so again, 9 kids and decided to see what would happen, and it ended up being really good. So baby slept
Amazing.
great. Yeah, everything went really well. That was my win. We had 2 really great days at the lake, and I'm happy.
That is a huge win.
Yeah.
First off, taking on a road trip with 5
Oh my
kids
gosh.
for 1-year-olds is like a feat in itself. Doing it twice and just getting out of the house. Like, I've been following you for your whole journey before you even gave birth, and I admire you. You are, like I said, a super mom, because I probably would just stay in the house all day. You probably hear that a lot.
I know. And my husband too, he would love to stay in the house all day, and I would go crazy. And I think you would too. Like, it is hard to do, but staying home all day is hard also. So you just got to choose your hard. And I think getting
True.
out of the house always makes me feel better, especially when it's nice out. We haven't had a very warm or nice summer. So any chance I get, it's not rainy or cold, we're out there, and it does make everything better. They're going to be fussy and whiny and have a poop explosion in the house. May as well do that at the park. Get some fresh air.
Fair.
Exactly. I think describing it as Groundhog Day is like the best way to describe it, because
Totally.
I felt that too. I remember it'd be like, wake up and be like, oh my God, I have to live the same day again. What am I
Over
gonna
again.
do?
Exactly.
But yeah, no, that's awesome. Jess, what about you? What's your win or loss this week?
Oh boy. You know what my loss is? So I had a win a couple weeks ago that my kids, so Tara, I also have an Emmy. My oldest is Emmy, spelled the same way. And my win a couple weeks ago was that Emmy was being super sweet to her sister, who's 2 years younger than her. And I don't know, they're back into old habits and they are just
Mm-mm.
really going hard at it and fighting all the time. And I don't want to say Emmy's picking on Parker, but you know what? She's pretty hard on her sister, and I need to go back to what fixed it the first time. And I don't know if it's summer and out of routine, but we'll see. She
Mm-hmm.
starts grade 1 in a couple weeks, and we'll see how it goes from there. So I guess I'm at a bit of a loss right now because I'm going out of my mind with the fighting.
Oh God, I can't.
The fighting
Can't
stuff.
imagine.
No.
Yeah.
How about you, Heather?
For me, I think the win in the last while was taking my kids camping. I say with asterisks or whatever this is. No, not asterisk.
Quotes?
Quotation. Quotes. That's the
You're
word.
like Joey on Friends.
I know. Yeah. Doing it all at the wrong time. We did stay in cabins, but it was just that was nice to have that base where there was like a toilet and a shower and all that, which was fantastic. But just like getting them out of the house, no TV, they were riding their bikes, they were playing, my family was there, and it was just like, and then by the time they went to bed, they just crashed. And then
Nothing
I
better.
got my first sleep in till 9 a.m.
Ooh.
They all
Wow.
slept till 9. So I guess really, if it comes down to it, the win was the sleeping. That's my win.
Good. Oh, that's so
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
And
You
a
got to
good
replicate that.
reset.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right, if you could do it every day. Okay, so Tara, for those who don't know, can you just tell us a little bit about your story?
Mm-hmm.
Spoiler alert to those that your quads are natural quads. So like
They
this
are.
must have been the
Just
surprise of a
wild.
lifetime when you're like, let's, go for that other baby and you find out there's 4 in there.
Hmm. Yeah, so exactly. So at about the, year and a half mark, my husband and I started to have the conversation. Should we have, one more? When's the right time? What should we do? And, also I'm a biology teacher. I know all about cycle tracking and the menstrual cycle and all of the things. I teach about it. I think it's really important for women, my students, men to know about it. And
I love that
so,
you teach that. That's so
yeah.
Mhm.
awesome.
And so when I decided to start, we decided to start trying for our second, I knew it was our first cycle trying. I knew exactly when I was ovulating. I had done ovulation tests. We decided to try during that fertile window. And then, yeah, we got pregnant right away the very first time. And I immediately was sicker quicker. I was
Hmm.
so nauseous. I had never had like the morning sickness or all day sickness with my
Mm.
first. I was so much more tired. I was so hungry. And for those first couple of weeks after confirming I was pregnant with pregnancy tests and then blood work,
Mhm.
I've maybe for a little bit let the idea of maybe twins pop in my brain. And I had like
Mhm. Mhm.
kind of slowly started to like get used to the idea of it maybe being twins. And then we went into our first early ultrasound at about 8.5 weeks. And yeah, that was pretty shocking because we found out in the first, 30, 40 seconds of the entire appointment, there was no reason to believe that there was going to be multiples because they don't run in our family. Fraternal multiples are the kind that can be passed down due to
Mhm.
hyperovulation. We have none in either side of our family. There was no fertility treatment or medication or anything to assist with hyperovulation. There was no reason to believe we were going to have multiples. And so the ultrasound tech put the wand right on my stomach right away and had the TV screen on immediately. And so as soon as she put them on, we started to see multiple sacs immediately.
Wow.
And it was shocking for all of us. The room went from being, chatting at the start of the appointment, how are you? How's everything going? To being completely
Mhm.
silent. My husband didn't really know what he was quite looking at, but I think he could tell that I did, and the ultrasound tech became extremely silent as well. She didn't speak again, basically, for the rest of the appointment. About
Wow.
5 minutes, yeah, about 5 minutes into it, I interrupted the deafening silence and just said, "Can you
Mhm.
please tell me what we're looking at here?" And she very quietly just said, "I'll have to confirm everything with the doctor after, but I
Oh,
can
don't you
tell
hate that?
you
Yeah.
that we're looking at 3, possibly 4 fetuses." And that's all she said.
Wow.
That was it. And then was silent for another hour because it took so long
Uh-huh.
to do all the measurements and do everything that they needed to do.
Boy.
For the next hour, yeah, we just went back and forth between like jaws on the floor, crying, silent, crying, holding each other's hands, crying, silent. Oh, it was crazy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I can imagine you went through like every emotion.
Oh, yeah. And you're just
Yeah.
stuck there waiting and no one's
Mhm.
talking and you don't know how it's going to go. I mean, you hear of higher order multiples being really high risk, and all I can think about is, are they even
Mhm.
going to survive? This was a wanted pregnancy.
Mhm.
We wanted one more. And now that they're here, is this pregnancy even going to be viable? Are they going to survive? What's going to happen? What are the risks to them? What are the risks to me? How do we tell our family? What is this like? You start thinking about your life. What are we going to do? How are we going to manage this? Every single thought started racing through our minds. And then they just send you out into the world and you just leave and you
Okay,
get
have a
in
good
your
day.
car and you
Bye
drive
bye.
home and we had to pick up our daughter and we had to go make supper and we had to do bedtime and you just keep
Yeah,
going.
'cause life keeps moving on.
Do you
That's
think it would be easier to have four right off the bat or a singleton first and then four?
Great question. Hands down, a singleton first. You get so
Okay.
much
okay.
confidence as a second time mom. Like, even though it's
Mhm.
True.
crazy, whether I was going to have, another singleton or the quadruplets, like, I knew so much more as a mom the second time around. I wasn't up,
Mhm.
I was Googling other things, but wasn't up, Googling, is this normal? What to do, what to expect. I wasn't so worried about wake windows and sleep and feeding. The
Yes.
second time around, it's so much easier. I think this would have been way harder if these had been my first, for sure.
That makes sense. And I love the way that you survived the first couple months is you had, correct me if I'm wrong, but you just had a sign up sheet for help.
Yeah, totally. My sister-in-law decided to make an Excel or whatever it is, Google Sheets, editable spreadsheet. And we just started inviting our close friends and family initially. And I realized pretty quickly that my own friends who are in the thick of parenting and, busy with their own kids and lives and work, they weren't going to be the ones that are going to be able to help me that often. It ended up being
Mhm.
my friends' parents, our, retired neighbors, our friends' sisters, like people who had more time and availability in their lives became the people in our village who kept showing up and being here.
That's
People
awesome.
from, my pediatrician's mom showed up. My
Wow.
neighbors down the street who, I had barely spoken to in the 6, 7 years of living here, but all of a sudden became the people who were on my couch twice a week with me in the thick of it. Like it became such an incredible reflection of just like how big our village actually can be if we let it be big.
Mhm.
And I think we think, oh, we don't have a village. And in a lot of ways, I had a smaller village than some may have. Even my mom passed away when my first daughter, when Emmy was only 2 weeks old. I don't have a lot of family or friends. I don't have any, close like other relatives who could be here. And so my village just stepped up big as soon as I opened up the doors and was vulnerable to letting people come
Mhm.
and help that really did want to help and had great intentions and wanted to love on.
That's really sweet. I love that.
Yeah,
That's
so
what
the
happened.
spreadsheet has stayed. It's been a year. It's changed based on
Mhm.
wake windows and how much help we need and when and where. And we can block off times where we want just our family or I don't need the help, especially with my husband being a shift worker, a firefighter, and having, the days when Emmy, big sis, is home as well. We still have people signing up and being here and helping, many, many, many times a week and walking in that door and saving our life.
Good for
That's
you.
so great. Mhm.
That's absolutely wild. One thing that always crosses my mind when I watch your content is Emmy. And I guess my question to you is when does the mom guilt creep in? Because I know for my Emmy, when I spend time, so Parker, my 3-year-old, she's the love bug. She's always on me.
Mhm.
First, how do you spread the love? Two, do you feel like Emmy feels like she's getting enough love? I feel like this is a very difficult thing for a mom to give all their kids love
Mhm.
equally or have them feel like it's equal. So how do you navigate this?
Okay, great question. I actually think about that more now with the quadruplets. I'll come back to that piece. But Emmy, that was one of our biggest fears is how would we
Hmm.
be able to, yeah, give her enough time and attention and love. And right now, currently, she actually gets way more one-on-one time with us than the babies individually do because she doesn't nap anymore, she goes to bed later than them. We get that one-on-one bedtime routine with
Mhm.
her. She gets to be with
Incredible.
us while the babies are napping. We have friends who come and help with the babies so we can step away and go do a fun activity with Emmy. She for sure right now still gets more one-on-one time right now, which I love and I'm so grateful for. I think that might change in the future as they get older a little bit. And I'm going to be so
Mhm.
aware and cognizant of how to make sure we all get that one-on-one time with all of them. But yeah, that was such a big, huge fear of mine. One other thing about the village piece and all of our friends and family that has stepped in so much to save our lives here over the last year is we have also had, now a dozen, 2 dozen amazing role models and women and people and supports, like we call them our aunties, that have come in and also built such a beautiful relationship with her. They
Mm-hmm.
will take her for play dates or take her to the park or go do things with just her. And so there's also been this like beautiful thing that has happened where she's also getting so many new friends and new role models and people just showering her with attention too. So that's been a beautiful blessing in all of this. One thing that I'm starting to worry about now, actually, with the babies is how am I going to give them all that one-on-one time? Because
Right.
Yeah.
that is tricky. And when you have kids of different ages, some might be in school while you're at home with your younger kids, or that like once Emmy goes to school, I'll still have 4 kids the same age at home with me. And so
Mm-hmm.
I'm really guess we'll see how it plays out, but I'm going to have to be so intentional about carving out one-on-one time with them because bedtime will be at the same time with all of them. And
Yeah.
yeah, I'm curious to see how that will play out.
Yeah.
I guess you just kind of have to take it in stride, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And I do plan on being really intentional about, yeah, how we're going to do that special time with all of them. Eventually, I think they'll be doing different activities and have different interests, and that might give us opportunities in the car, while we're driving some to different activities here or there, or we're spending some
Mm-hmm.
time taking one to this thing or this to the other. So, yeah, it's going to get harder and harder, I think, spreading the one-on-one time with just the quads.
So is it you have 2 girls and 2 boys?
Yes, the quads are 2 girls,
Okay.
2 boys.
Mm-hmm.
And then Emmy is, yeah, the three-year-old. She was our first. Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, just okay. This is a totally random question. I don't know why I was thinking about this, but I'm curious with the quadruplets. Did they all learn to like crawl around the same time or walk around the same time? Like, did they learn from each other? Are they all like totally different individuals learning at different paces? I'm just kind of curious how that works.
That is such a great question. And I am seeing it right now more than ever. At the beginning, a lot of their milestones in development was very similar and on pace with each other,
Hmm.
in terms of they all started rolling over within like the same week of each other. And they started all sitting
Crazy. Yeah.
upright within the same week of each other. And I was like, this is
Cool.
crazy. But they all, yeah, for 4 babies born at the exact same time within 2 minutes of each other,
Hmm.
a huge example, they all got teeth at different times. Like Theo got the first tooth 2.5 months before the next did. And then after that, it was another
Wow.
Oh.
month before the next did, and then another month. Like
Huh.
it's crazy
That's
how
kind of nice for
different that
you,
is.
though, not dealing with teething all at once.
Right. It just drags it out. Yeah. Yeah. It's just
That's
Yeah.
true.
nonstop. But yeah, also that.
That's true.
And then for crawling, we had one start crawling like a month before the others and some in between. Like, so yeah, development has been really different
Hmm.
more recently. And I think that's going to continue to change as, yeah, they start walking. We don't have any walking yet, lots of furniture cruising, pulling up onto everything.
Thank
Oh
God,
yeah.
though.
Yeah, so
I
far,
know.
so good. But yeah, yeah, it's
Uh-huh.
very different. For 4 babies born at the same time, that's actually more different than you would expect.
That's really neat.
I know. And it's such an
So,
interesting experience because they have the exact same routine. One of the things that I live and die by is they are on the same schedule. And it might be crazy to imagine,
For
but
your
they all
sake.
wake up at the same time, they go to bed at the same time, they nap at the same time, they eat at the same time, they do absolutely everything
Mhm.
at the exact same time right now. And so for 4 babies who are parented the exact same way and have the exact same experiences every single day, they are all very unique and very different. So that brings up the question of nature versus nurture. It's such a cool
Yes.
experiment I'm part of right now. It's really
It
neat.
is. It really is like an experiment
Yes.
because that's what like you can even when you compare like I can try and compare my 2 kids, but like you were saying, me as a first time mom was way different as a second time mom. And also I feel like Chloe, my youngest, learns a lot from Penny, the oldest, and Penny didn't have that. So it's not exactly the perfect experiment.
Yeah.
So whereas yours, it's like truly
Oh,
seeing
yeah.
nature
that's
versus
really
nurture.
I
cool.
know. I know. Yeah, exactly.
So, with that being said, what is the next, being that you are a second time mom, what's the next milestone that you are a bit nervous about?
Yeah, walking will be crazy because crawling right now, they can't get too far. Walking, I'm nervous, walking and then running in different directions when we're out and
Hmm.
about.
And
Hmm.
they have no impulse control, right? Because they just go.
Hmm.
I know. And already I'm like, what are all the playgrounds that have fences around them? Where are we going to go that is, secure? That part will
Yes,
be crazy as soon as they start getting really mobile. I don't anticipate or predict I will be the mom who uses leashes, but I absolutely understand why a
for
mom
sure.
would use a leash, especially if you had quadruplets. I'm like, this is
No
crazy and
kidding.
not safe.
That gives me anxiety going to a park with 4 1-year-olds. Is what gives you anxiety? What scares you about being a mom of quads?
Yeah. I think I have had to release a lot of my own idea of control and just accept that,
Mm.
accidents are going to happen, things are going to happen. I'm going to do the best that I can to make sure my kids are safe and taken care of and supported, and they're always supervised. And I take safety really seriously. But I think also being a second time mom, you realize like kids are going to fall, they're going to trip, they're going to get bumps and
Mhm.
bruises, things are going to happen. And so, I have a little bit less anxiety about, maybe it's naive, but I have a little bit less anxiety about, trying to stop them from, getting into accidents or falling down, or it's part of life and it's part of, learning how
Mhm.
to ride a bike as you fall down a couple of times and you get back up and that kind of stuff. So I think I've let go of a lot of that control. I know I can only control what I can control and the rest is just going to happen.
Mhm.
I'm curious to see when it comes back to that attention question. I'm curious to see and I'm anxious about making sure that I'm forming the relationship and the bond and I'm not ever comparing one to the other or using language that will maybe become harmful. I don't want to be like, well, your brother is do this or do this like your sister is doing, or why can't you be like your sister? Like I'm going to be really
Yeah.
curious or cautious, I should say, about the language I use because I really should not and cannot and will not compare them. They're completely unique individuals and have different needs and interests and yeah, I'm anxious to see how keeping them all safe and taken care of can be done without harming them, if that makes sense. And
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
You ladies have heard of the phrase, I'm sure you have, you're given what you can handle. And I
Mhm.
truly believe that you are given these quads for a reason because
Yeah.
you are, I will say it again, super, super, super mom. Like you inspire me so much, Tara. You're amazing.
I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
that's
I think what other choice do I have but to handle it? Like there's what else? What's the alternative? You just got
mhm.
to do it. I think anyone in this situation would have just done it, but I am also so I do want to acknowledge like my privilege in that I have a good, my husband and I have stable jobs. We live in a nice neighborhood. We have a great village. We
Mhm.
have supports. I'm a teacher. He's a firefighter. We've got, these babies will be okay. I feel like we are capable. It's going to be so hard and we are so stretched thin, but you're so right. I can handle it. We can do it. It's going
Mhm.
to be okay. And I just really feel like
Yeah.
it has been also a blessing. So
So they just turned 1, you said. So my question to you is, in this first year with the quads, what would say, because you have done it with just one kid before, what was the thing that caught you the most by surprise that you maybe weren't expecting to be maybe the toughest or or easier than you expected or something like that?
the toughest is probably just the level of overstimulation that I feel at all times. And maybe that would have happened with
Mhm.
just another singleton as well. I am used to loud, crazy, busy. I'm a high school teacher, I'm a phys ed teacher, but holy, the nonstop noise, the whining, the noise, the playing, the blocks falling, the crying, the fussing, the mom, 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 nonstop from my
Yeah.
3-year-old, the like overwhelm and the overstimulation is crazy. I wasn't expecting that to just start to grate and wear on me so quickly every day.
Mhm.
So that's been difficult. Yeah, I definitely need to step away and take breaks and find ways to kind of check out and regroup and yeah, within multiple
Yeah.
times within my day. I think something that's been better than expected is it is so easy to love them and to just be
Mm.
joyful as well. There is a lot of joy in my days too, and I find myself laughing and smiling so much. And as
Mhm.
much as it's overstimulating and hard, it's also so fun and joyful and happy. There's a lot of joy and a lot of good every day too. So that's been a pleasant surprise.
Yeah,
Oh, I love those answers.
I know. I remember after I had Penny, um, just being like, holy crap, I cannot believe I can love something so much. And then I started thinking like, I remember before I became a parent thinking like, oh man, how am I going to share my love between these kids and do all this stuff? But then you just like, it's like another part of your heart
Ew.
opens up.
Yeah, it just like
Yes.
blows wide open.
Yeah. And then it's like, so yeah, and your heart must have exploded.
Oh my gosh,
Four
yes.
kids.
Yes. Like the first time they put all four on my chest and I got to hold all
Hmm.
four, like I had held them all individually or even two at a time so many times before that. And that was such
Hmm.
an intensely, oh, and such an incredible moment. It is indescribable. I'm gonna get tear up thinking about it.
I am tearing up right
It
now.
really
Yeah.
felt like winning the lottery right then. Like that was such an
Oh,
incredible
I love that.
moment that I wish I could feel that every I do feel it in different
I
ways,
bet.
but I wish I could bottle up
Hmm.
that feeling and just on a hard day be like, okay, here's that great feeling again. Go feel that.
Yeah.
Those days where you're overstimulated and you need
Yeah,
it. And yeah.
But no, that scene in Friends when Phoebe has the triplets. I don't know if you guys
yes,
remember that. And she's
exactly.
talking to them all right after they've been born. And I'm like, that would be such a
It
cool,
is
unique
crazy.
little
Yeah,
moment.
it is four
But
times the work, but it is truly four times the love. Like, it's
That's
so
a
much.
nice way of looking at it.
Tara, do you watch Friends? Are you familiar with
I
Friends?
am, yes.
Okay, so do you remember when Frank Jr. goes to Phoebe and he's like, I gotta give one of them away.
Yes.
Have you ever felt that?
Probably. Yes. And we make a joke. It's so funny. It's just a joke. It's oh, I'm probably gonna get judged so hard for this, but we have a just to,
We don't judge
bring
here.
some levity,
No judging.
bring some brevity into our day. We have a joke about, oh, who's going to win baby of the day and who's baby of the month, who's the baby of the day award. And trust me,
I
they've
love it.
all taken turns being baby of the day and
Yeah.
they've all taken
You know,
turns
it
being baby of the
keeps your
month.
days light, right?
Yes,
Hmm.
it does. It doesn't mean anything, but it's funny. And
No.
when, there's one baby who hasn't had a meltdown, hasn't had a blowout, hasn't, been fussy, hasn't been clinging to me all day, I'm like, oh, there goes so and so again, winning baby of the day, whatever. So, yeah, yeah.
So, Tara, one of our followers is actually wondering if you're planning on going back to work, and if so, how are you going to navigate that?
Yeah, great question. I am going back to work. I have extended my mat leave to the 18-month mark. I won't get any EI or money after that 12-month mark, but I just for myself, I wasn't ready. It's the only time in my life now that I could extend it and take those 6 extra months. It's
Hmm.
going to be a huge sacrifice financially, even though going on EI already is a huge sacrifice financially. But I just needed a little bit more time because, yeah, once I go back, I'm just back and I'm in it. And
Hmm.
as a teacher, we have summers off and we have Christmas and we have spring break, and everyone thinks it's this beautiful, you must love all your time off. But once you're in it and like the regular day to day is so full on and it's so intense and the workload is so high and the commitment we give to our students and the extracurricular and all the planning and marking and staff meetings and stuff
Hmm.
and all their stuff we're doing all the time. I just needed a little bit more time before I went back to that as well. So I'm going back in January. I'll go back so that I can start the next semester as a high school teacher. I'll start semester two, as start my own classes and be back full time. As a teacher, it also doesn't really make sense to go down to a point 0.5 position because if I were to go down to a point 0.5, I'd lose half my income, like $50,000, and I might work 2 or 3 hours
Hmm.
less a day, which just is crazy. So I'm going back full time. It just kind of is the only way that I can even see it being worthwhile at all, which is going to be overwhelming and crazy to imagine and juggle. The only
Hmm.
saving grace is I love my school, I love my staff, I get to teach all of my favorite courses. I've taught them all before. I know my stuff. Yeah, there's confidence that comes with being a second time mom. There's also confidence that comes with being, a veteran teacher. I've been teaching for 11 years and I'm excited to go back. I love that piece of me. I feel like my whole like personality right now is being a quad mom and being just a mom. And I'm excited to go back and explore like this other side of me as well. And that's a working mom and
Hmm.
being a teacher and being, you know, having that part of me as well and showing my kids that doing something you love and finding a career that you're passionate about is important too, and I want to model that and show them that it's important to juggle that and have your own needs and wants. And just for our own family and life, we also, yeah, we need the money, we need my pension, we need the benefits, we need all of that. It's going to be hard. Babies will be doing a combination of daycare, they'll be in full-time daycare, as well as we actually just this week matched with an au pair. So we're going to have
Ooh,
full-time au pair. She'll be
Amazing.
working up to 30 hours a week around our schedule as well. So when babies are home and when Emmy's at home, helping us with the getting out the door rush and coming home in the evening,
Yes.
last, witching
Mm-hmm.
hours and evenings and weekends and
Mm-hmm.
things like that. So it's just going to be a season of not a lot of money, not a lot of time, but just surviving and getting through it because
Yes.
yeah, work is important. So back
But a
in
lot
back
of
in six
love.
months, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
love. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. It's great that you enjoy and you love what you do and you have a good work environment that you like going back to
I'm
because
very lucky to that. Yes.
I just quit my job because it was just toxic, not a good environment. And I was sitting at work when I was just thinking, I'm like, is taking this time away from it? Because I had to start super early to get there. And so I missed seeing my kids in the morning. And I was like, this isn't worth it anymore. I'm like, I come home and I'm miserable and I'm tired and I'm just like, the toll it's taking on me. So I think it's important if you find something that is actually like supports you and makes you feel not like crap at the end
Yeah,
of the day.
that's
Hmm.
very important. Yeah. Good for you. Very, very good. You need that. And mornings are the best. Oh,
They
yeah.
are.
Missing
I
that is
love the
not
mornings
worth
with my
it. No,
kids.
They're also
No.
exactly.
chipper and
They're
Yes.
happy.
happy and
Yes.
they're
The
excited to see
evening,
when they
that's the
wake
hard
up.
part. Ditch that. But yeah,
Yes.
do not miss those
100%.
mornings. Yeah.
I
That
agree.
is tough. And Tara, I'm so glad that you touched on that you want to feel more than just a mom. Being a mom is an
Hmm.
incredible job, but it's not fully us,
Thankless.
right? It's
Yes.
right. There's more to moms than just
Yes.
being a mom. And
Exactly.
whether you're going back to work or you have a side gig or whatnot, whatever makes you feel more human is 100% worth it in my books.
I
So
agree.
good for you. You will juggle it because you have to. And it'll be amazing. I
Yeah.
have no doubt.
Thank you. Exactly. I echo everything you said.
I loved your
Hmm.
post that I think you posted it this week. It was rating the stages of the first year
Yeah.
on a scale from 1 to 10.
Yes.
What do you think has been the most surprising stage throughout that first year that maybe you weren't expecting?
Yeah. And I think also I had like a little amnesia. Like I forgot as much as I had confidence and skills of being a second time
Yeah.
mom. You also forget everything, like of what was
Hmm.
It's
hard.
like a
And
blackout period.
yes, like, yeah, I have to look back at pictures. I'm like, wait, what? Like we did that? Like, yeah. But,
Because
okay.
you were pumping and stuff, right? Like you
I,
were going
I
hard.
cannot believe I did that for as long as I did. I thought I would do it even
Impressive.
longer. And thank God I had a clue to stop because that was crazy.
How long did you pump for?
Okay, so I had like this perfect bliss. Okay, it wasn't perfect. It was really hard for the first few weeks, but I stuck with it with my singleton. I had this
Mhm.
perfect, blissful after the first few weeks experience where I just exclusively breastfed her. It was so like after sticking through it, it was easy. It was great. And I was like,
Mhm.
I can do quadruplets. Like I was so naive to think like my plan had been I was gonna like breastfeed two at a time, tandem feed and have
Mhm.
like the other two bottle feed. And then I was just going to switch. And that was just going to be it. They were going to get 50% direct breastfeeding from me and then
Mhm.
50% from a bottle. And it was just
Mhm.
going to work. And then the reality is, babies born premature have a really hard time learning how to not only bottle feed, but definitely breastfeed and get that latch. It's so much harder to
Gotcha.
breastfeed initially, especially with little preemie babies, than it is to bottle feed. And so the work of learning how to breastfeed was that much harder and we had that much more up against us. But I really persisted and for about 2.5 months I did latched them all at least once a day and I tried as
Wow.
well as having to then triple feed. So then I'm pumping and then I'm topping up and then I'm also supplementing with formula. It was just like so much. And then you're like
Mhm.
starting to overanalyze and worry like, okay, well, this baby's only breastfeeding. Should I do that or should I like it was just a million questions and fears and feeding is so hard for like a lot of moms already. And I made it even harder
Mhm.
on myself by just keeping the expectations too high. And then as soon as I kind of let them go and I realized, no, my babies are just happy being fed and they're like, it it didn't matter how they were being fed anymore.
Mhm.
They were better. I was better as soon as I stopped pumping. So I stopped direct latching, breastfeeding after about 2.5 months. And then I just switched to pumping and supplementing with formula. And I did that for another 2, 3 months because my supply was
Wow.
great. Like I was pumping 60 to 80 ounces a day. Like formula is so expensive. I figured
Mhm.
I
Yes.
may as well pump because I'm getting lots of milk
Mhm.
and I knew the benefits of breast milk and I wanted to help offset the cost and then also give them that extra immune,
Mhm.
benefits.
Mhm.
but it really started to wear on me. The pumping around the clock, they hit a wicked sleep regression around that 4 or 5 month mark. They stopped sleeping. I stopped sleeping. I was still trying to find time to pump. I would have like a maybe an hour, hour and a half, 2 hour window where I would have nighttime nanny support or help to sleep, but I was stuck awake pumping. And I was like, this is ridiculous. I'm paying someone to be
Yeah.
here so that I can sleep. And then I'm up pumping anyways. Like
Mhm.
that was just crazy. So
Mhm.
I let that go around 5 months, and they have been exclusively formula fed since. And we started solids around 6, 7 months, and here we are. They are
Mhm.
happy, healthy. You would never know which ones got more breast milk than the others or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that was crazy
So I
all the time.
actually retract my question then, and I would just have to assume that that was the hardest part of the first year.
Exactly. Yeah, I hit that point around 3, 4, 5 months where I was like a shell of a human. I look back and I think about the
Mhm.
people who must have walked in the door, like the version of me that they saw must have been this crazy, wild, like, oh my goodness. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry and also so grateful for everyone who kept walking in that door
Yes.
because I was a shell of a human. Thank you.
Moms get it though. Moms get
Mhm.
it.
Yeah.
Singleton moms to an extent,
Yep.
right? We get it. So times four, I feel like we really
Very
must.
much.
We know you're
Yep.
going through it.
Yep.
So zero judgment. I can guarantee you that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a trend on Instagram and TikTok now where people are
Yeah.
posting what they looked like before they had a baby and what they looked like right after. And I love that trend
Me too.
because,
I love it. I haven't seen it. I need to.
oh, it's so good. I remember I sent a
Yes.
Snapchat to, I think it was probably to you, Jess, and a few other people right after I had Penny. And it was just like, I didn't realize having a baby would make me age like 30 years overnight. Like I
All
looked
the
Exactly.
gray
dead.
hair.
Oh,
Yes.
I could not, there's nothing you could do. You were in survival mode.
Exactly.
So,
No, slowly getting my pink back. Yeah, definitely
mhm.
slowly. But yeah, that was a time. That was wild. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ladies, can we collab on a post of like us three put that post out?
Yes. Let's
Yeah.
do it. Oh,
Yeah.
I could
Let's
That'd be
do
find a
it.
picture for sure. Yeah.
Please, if you
That
don't mind
sounds great.
sending me to that
Yeah.
email I sent the link
I
to, that'd
will.
be awesome. I can put that together. Heather, you in?
Yes. Let's do it.
I'll look.
Let's do
Okay,
it.
I
amazing.
mean, I'm in. I mean, I'll look
Yes.
for
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
I
Okay,
tried
so
not to be in many photos.
pre kids and then right after, or then and then post
Yeah.
kids, or where two pictures
I'd
or
say
three?
when you're in survival mode,
Perfect. Got it.
Yeah,
photo.
Yeah.
that's a good time.
Pre-kids, survival mode.
Perfect.
And on that note, your kids are for sure waiting for you. So we just want to do a
Yes.
few would you rather
Sure.
scenarios.
Mm-hmm.
So, Tara, would you rather have all the kids nap at the exact same time every day for a week or someone to come and do all your laundry for a month?
Laundry, 1000%. Yeah.
It never
Spoiler,
ends.
my babies do all nap at the exact same time all the time. Yeah.
Except for Emmy.
Yeah,
Except for
that's
Emmy.
true. She doesn't.
So you
But
don't get
yeah, that's
any
true.
downtime till
However, she
bedtime.
is at preschool. She's at daycare during the
Okay,
week most of the time. So, oh my gosh,
So there you
she
go.
hasn't been at daycare all
there you
week.
go.
This week they've been closed, and I'm like, okay, this is wild. Like she's just
Yeah.
awake all day, every day. Yeah.
All
But no,
day.
the laundry, I am drowning in laundry over here. Definitely laundry.
Mhm. Me too, and
Okay.
I have 2 kids. So, okay, more on the sleep. Would you rather sleep for 8 straight hours one night or get 2 hours of completely uninterrupted alone time every day for a week? But I guess you
For
might
the
if they
8
nap at
straight
the same time.
hours. Yeah, the 8
Yeah.
straight hours.
Really?
I'm still not sleeping through the night very often. Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, the
Mhm.
babies sleep well, but yeah, then the 3-year-old, she's been waking up often and coming into the room, and yeah, her
Oh,
sleep's a
It's a
disaster.
never-ending sleep
It
saga.
is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the 8 hours would be so good.
and that's something I think second time moms, before you have your second, third, fourth, or fifth kid, you don't really anticipate that your oldest
Yes.
will give you a hard time with the sleep as well
Exactly.
as
Gonna have sleep.
your, right? You think, oh, we're out of the rough, like
Oh
they'll be
yeah.
sleeping when they're 3.
No.
Mhm.
No.
No.
Absolutely. It like gets
Exactly.
worse, I
It does get
swear.
worse when
Yeah.
you drop the nap, like where we are now, or if she does nap. Oh, we could
Oh, I
spend a
know.
week talking about that. We don't need to. We all get it. It is a lived
Mhm.
experience. If you've had a 3-year-old or a 4-year-old, like you know. Yeah. Like,
There's
Oh my
something new
gosh.
all the
yeah,
time. Yeah.
exactly.
Okay, would you rather feed all 4 babies at the same time every meal or deal with staggering feed times all day long? Basically, food flying all day long.
Never. All the same
No,
time. You get it. If you're not hungry, you're not eating. You're eating all at the same time. I cannot. We stick to a schedule.
you have to, I feel.
Live or die by that schedule. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. This is kind of funny because you kind of we kind of touched on this a bit. Would you rather have 4 one-year-olds learning to walk at the same time, or 4 3-year-olds asking why all day long?
Learning to walk. I went recently on a trip.
That
Yeah.
one surprised me.
No, oh my gosh. So I went recently to St. George, Utah with 18 other moms who have quadruplets and one
Hmm.
mom who had quintuplets. And it was just a big mom's weekend. We spent 3 nights in
So many
St. George
kids.
Good
together.
for
Hmm.
you
Best
for
ever.
getting away.
And I had never met
Hmm.
these women, and it was kind of crazy. Like, what am I doing? Like, I'm going on this trip with 18 women I've never met. Like, what are we doing? But
Yeah.
we had this incredible, unique lived experience of all having quads or quints. And we were immediately best friends. That was one of the best experiences I've ever had. I feel
Amazing.
so close with them already. And everyone who had babies older than us, everyone said like 3 and 13 is the worst. Like, buckle up for age
Oh,
3
Really?
and buckle up again at age 13. Like, those were the hardest years. And
Okay.
I'm like, okay,
oh
I can
wow.
see that even with my singleton. 3 has been our hardest year
Hmm.
so far too. And
Three's
now,
tough.
yeah,
3 it is.
imagining 4 of them at the same time is
They
scary.
call it
So
like
yeah,
3-nager, right? Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Three is
Whew.
tough. You know
Yeah.
what? I really respect you for going on that trip and leaving
Yes.
5 babies behind because for me, even neither of my girls took bottles. And I felt very trapped at home. So the fact that you could go, I just felt so happy for you because I think that is something I would have thrived with. Just getting out in the first year postpartum is just like good for you.
Hmm.
That must have given you just, it must have given you such a refresh.
It totally did. It was amazing. I needed it in so many different ways. I learned so much. I laughed so much. I rested so much. Even if we didn't get a lot of sleep, it was restful. It was rejuvenating. And I
Hmm.
highly recommend it for anyone. My kids were totally taken care of and loved and fine at
Hmm.
home. And I did get 4 days of just being, yeah, it was what I needed. I agree.
And the
That's so
reunion when you
amazing.
get home is
It was
so
awesome.
nice, right?
Yeah.
Okay, last one. Would you rather, here, on this note, would you rather take a solo vacation for 3 days or get a year of free babysitting?
Ah, the year of free babysitting, huge for sure.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's huge. And our village in so many ways just has come and keeps showing up, and we have basically had a year of help. I'm finally now moving
Hmm.
into more of that paid support, this next coming month.
Hmm.
But yeah, I kind of have lived that with people who keep showing up and keep helping and saying, Tara, go for a nap, go for a walk, go take Emmy, go do this. And that's been incredible. So yeah, I'd pick that. I'd redo my village, my year all over again.
How you have the energy to go for runs is beyond
I know.
me.
In some ways, yeah, I often don't want to go. Like, people are like, how do you get the energy? I'm like, I don't have the energy. I don't want to
Yeah.
exercise still. There's no motivation. Like, I don't want to do
Hmm.
it. But one, I know it's me time. It's so uninterrupted. It's
True.
selfishly, I'm gone. Like, I'm out there. Oh, I get to
Hmm.
miss bedtime so that I can go for a run. Bye. Like, I'm
Fine, I
so
guess I'll go.
selfish. It's awesome. And I do always come back feeling better. And that dopamine high, that serotonin, oh,
Hmm.
it's
Hmm.
good. I'm a better mom when I walk in the door after for sure.
So
Yeah.
to wrap up, what kind of advice would you give to other moms who are expecting multiples or who already have little multiples at home?
Great question. I would say be vulnerable and open yourself up to that village. It's bigger than you think it is, I promise. I would say stick to the schedule, like your life depends on it. If you fall off that
Hmm.
schedule, especially in those early months, you will regret it. Everyone wakes up at the same time, everyone feeds at the same time, everyone does everything at the same time. And then I would just say, be open to the possibility that it can also be good.
Easy to think of all the things that are scary and how tough everything's going to be. We
Exactly.
forget that it's going to be also a lot of love, like you said.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Tara, if people want to follow along, what is your Instagram handle?
So our Instagram is at emmylose.quad.squad. And so going back to where that name comes from, because my name is Tara, people often assume my name's Emmy. But it's actually named after our 3-year-old, our big sis, because I really want to make sure that people know that yeah, the quads are so special and they're so unique. And we're
Hmm.
starting to experience it as we are out and about and people stop and stare and want to ask about the quads. And I always want people to remember and recognize that Emmy is also just as special and just as important and just as
Hmm.
loved. So our Instagram account is actually named after her because it's her quad squad.
Oh.
They're her little siblings, they're
Hmm.
her buddies, they're her best friends, and she does run the show around here a lot too. So yeah, it's named after our 3-year-old.
It must be so special seeing the relationships form between Emmy and the quads.
Yeah, it's so interesting because she doesn't know any different that this is crazy. She doesn't know that
Mhm.
4 babies at once is not normal. So,
Yeah.
oh, she just goes back and forth and she loves them all. And the relationship between them is so special. And yeah, I mean, you would see it if I had had one more singleton, I would have seen that too. But it is truly 4
Mhm.
times more special. It's so fun. It is really awesome.
Amazing. Well, Tara, thank you so much. Like I said, you have limited time. So Heather, take us out. Where can people follow
Oh my
us
gosh.
and whatnot?
My brain is shot half the time. So let's
It's
see if
now
I can do
it's
this.
now season 2 after a little break. So let's see if that info's still up in your mom brain.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. But if you want to send us an email or anything, you can send it to chatwiththegals@gmail.com.
Nailed
Okay,
it.
that's right. We have a TikTok and an Instagram account. They both are, oh God, this is what I can't remember right now. Just Us Gals Podcast?
Cast. Yeah.
Cast. Okay, good. See, I couldn't remember if it was cast or pod. We went back and forth on that for a while.
Yeah. So Just Us
And
Gals podcast. Yeah.
Just Us Gals Podcast. Please give us a follow, interact with us, like us, and also we're on Apple, Spotify, all that
Yes.
jazz.
And a review, please, because we need more of those. We
Yes.
know people like the show, but we need more reviews.
But again, only give us a review if it's a good one. And no, I'm just kidding. And we
Okay.
also are on YouTube if you want to watch us
Oh, yes.
in the flesh. That's gross, but yeah.
So Tara, what's next for you? Well, like you're leaving this podcast and then you're going into a room to do what?
Okay, so babies are napping right now, but they'll be up any minute. We are going to just get back into the evening routine. So we've got bottles, we've got probably get outside one more time, we've got baths, we've got bedtime, we've got supper, we've got the regular routine that you guys do too. So yeah, just right back into it, just like you.
Okay, well, we'll let you go. Hopefully you can
Thank
enjoy at
you.
least 10 minutes of solo time
Thank
without the
you
plugs.
so much for
Yeah.
inviting me. This is really fun. And then as soon as I saw you had Jillian Harris on your podcast, I was like, this is wild. Like this, I'm in great company. I've fangirled hard. Like I have been a Jillian Harris fan forever. So
Oh, she's amazing,
that
isn't
was
she?
awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Thank you
That was
so much.
That was actually our season 1 finale. So if you haven't listened to that, go check it out. Jillian was an open book. We love her too. And
She
we love
was.
you just as much, Tara.
Yeah.
So thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.